All right, everybody, I am here with another episode of Chamber Chats, and I've got a lovely guest in the car today. I'm going to let her introduce herself, and we'll kick it off from there.
Hey, Columbia County, how's it going? So if you don't know me, my name is Chrissy Marquardt, and I am the owner of Scappoose Web Design. So I will design websites, I'll do graphics, I basically make you look good online when it comes to your digital online marketing presence. So that's me, and that's who I am. Also, we own Marquardt Farms, and it's Christmas time, so if y'all need your Christmas trees and your honey, you come see us over at marquardtfarms.com and check us out on Facebook and look for the highway signs. I'm sorry, I had to plug this.
Get the plugs in early. Holy smokes. We normally wait until at least 40 seconds in before we start hammering on the advertising. Dang. All right. Well, welcome. Now that you know everything about what's going on. All right. Let's start with the web stuff.
All right.
So where are you? What's the scoop? Tell us about the web design.
Cool. So, well, I'm virtual, so I don't have an in-person office. And so basically Cathedral is my office. So that's usually people can see me hanging out there working away. I've been doing web design for about 6 years now professionally. That's how long I've been in my business. I've been doing it since I was like, in my early 20s. And so it's something I've always been interested in. I was like the first person in my high school when the internet came to Jamaica. By the way, I'm also Jamaican. When
couldn't tell. Couldn't tell from the voice.
Well, but I've been in the United States for 18 years, and so sometimes my accent doesn't quite come through, but when I get excited or angry, usually, so both my children and my husband are very aware of my Jamaican accent. You ask them and they say, oh yeah, mommy talks to us in patois all the time.
Yeah.
So anyways,
when she's angry.
when she's angry or excited. So I digress, but it's something I've always been interested in learning. And so a few years ago when my husband and I got married, I was waiting around for my green card and I was bored, and I'm not one to, sit around. So I was like, hey, well, let's take some online classes. So I took an online class in, basic web design language, HTML and Photoshop, and that was 12 years ago. And
Dang.
I've been kind of tinkering around with it ever since. And then 6 years ago, after I had my second son, I basically said, screw you, corporate America, I want to do my own thing. And I left and kind of tried to figure out what is it that I want to do. And then I was reading a book about kind of personal development and, going back to something you've always loved. And that's when I'm like, oh, hey, I could start a web design business. We got the internet. And yeah, I just literally,
That's how it started?
Pretty much, read it. It was a book by John Acuff called you start how to quit your day job to go to your dream, or something like that. And that's when I got the idea. And this is late at night brainstorming, with the baby while he was getting up and everything. And so January 2013, I registered my business name. It was something else different at the time. It was Marquardt Creative Consulting, very boring. Oh, I hear my alarm going off. My phone's going off reminding me to take my vitamins.
So unprofessional.
I know, sorry guys. But yeah, so I registered my business in 2013. I just kind of emailed everybody that I knew, all friends and family, and just said, hey, I left Bank of America, I'm starting my own business, I'm going to be doing web design. If you know anybody that needs a website, I'm pretty affordable at this point, so send them my way.
So I got a question for you. So and we've talked about this before. When there's so many do-it-yourself website generators and stuff, and I think it's fair to say that's okay for your basic web page or your little blog or something. But when you get into producing a face for your company, it's
and
a lot.
Exactly.
A lot of people fall into that trap of I'll just go to ABC online and design my own. What's the problem?
The problem is that you're right, anybody can throw a website together. There's Wix, Weebly, Squarespace, all of the things. Absolutely, they serve their purpose. But right now I'm working on a project, and the thing is that there's so many moving parts. It's essentially, when I'm building a website, I'm building digital real estate. And so, you can be like, oh, well, I want to build a house. Oh, sure, I'll do it myself. Okay, well, there's contractors, a subcontractor, there's an architect, there's an engineer, there's an interior designer, there's a plumber, there's an electrician. There are all of these multiple people that are involved in the process. And so essentially, when I'm designing your website, I'm wearing multiple hats. I'm like the website architect, I'm the developer, so kind of like the person who's behind the scenes making sure that everything works and that your website works. But the biggest thing is that there's strategy, branding, and the design of the website. And so the problem with the do-it-yourself or website those templates is that they're fine, but there's really no strategy behind the website. Right. And so like when I talk to my clients, one of the first questions I ask them, besides, you know, tell me about your business, I was like, okay, so I'm building your website. When I go to your website, what is it that you want me to know about your company in a short sentence that's like really quick and easy to understand? Because people just like throw words on their website and nobody reads websites, they scroll. What is it that you want me to do, and then how do you want me to feel? So like if you are a mom consignment store, which I did one of those last year. Like, I mean, when I go to your website, I want to see cute pictures of like baby stuff and like, you know, colors that like are appealing to children and moms and everything. So like, you know, so basically when I'm doing a website, like, I mean, I'm researching, I'm building a strategy, like I'm asking you a lot of like really tough questions about your business, which most people are like, oh my gosh, like I haven't, because of what you asked me, it really made me think about, you know,
they may not have thought about
exactly.
it.
And I'm also designing your website to be in alignment with your business goals. And so if you want a certain amount of people to come to your website, like, you know, traffic and things of that nature, or you want people to, you know, I want people to fill out my contact form, or like I have a client, they're an electrician, so I designed their website a few years ago, and they're like, yeah, ever since you redid our website, we get a lot of requests just from our contact form because it's so easy for people to fill out. And so just things of that nature, like, you know, what is your website should be a source of revenue for your business. And so most people don't put that much. The do-it-yourselfer website platforms are great, but eventually at some point, and I'll actually say this as well too, if you're just starting out with your business, don't hire a web designer. I tell people that all the time, because you don't even know what you're doing, and it's just going to be a waste of time and money for you and the web designer. So I typically work with business owners who have been established for a while. They're already making money in their business, they're profitable, but they realize that their branding and their web presence is out of alignment with where their business is going. Sure. And they need to kind of like their website and branding needs to match where they're currently at, you know, for like a more professional look, if you will. And so kind of like a makeover.
Well, and the nice thing is, you're, like you mentioned earlier, you're not a giant corporation.
No.
It's just you, so you don't have a lot of overhead, you don't have a lot of, you know, big expenses. So, and it's nice that you're going to be able to sit down with somebody one-on-one. They're not talking to you're not talking to Google.
Exactly.
You know, it's you, and you're nice.
And you know, I would like to think so. Most people tell me that I am. But that's one of my favorite part about the whole process. I love meeting with business owners and sitting down. I'm like, all right, tell me, you know, what's your dream website like? Like, tell me what, because I'm a highly visual, forward-thinking person. I'm very future-oriented, and so I always start like, okay, like, I think is it Stephen Covey that begin with the end in mind? So I'm very much like that, and so that's my favorite. That's one of my favorite parts, is just kind of the initial, like, getting to know you and figuring out your business, and then, you know, then creating the vision, creating the website that matches that vision. That is like my favorite part of the whole process.
Nice.
So
how about, let's talk about the farm?
Sure.
What's the scoop with the farm?
Right.
I just got some honey.
Yes, absolutely. Got you some fresh local farm honey. And so Marquardt Farms is my family's business, and so mostly my in-laws, Jim and Darlene Marquardt, who are amazing and fantastic. And we
right here, local.
They're local
right here.
So if you're driving, it's Christmas time. You know, pretty much if you're watching this like now or 5 years from now, if it's Christmas time and you're driving around in Columbia County on the highways, you're going to see signs for like Marquardt Farm Christmas trees. That's us. And so we have had our Christmas tree farm. This December will be 16 years and that we've been running the Christmas tree farm. And last year we added a gift shop, which was a really big hit last year. And so we have all sorts of Christmas trees. Either you cut it yourself, you know, because, you know, we have those diehard people that want to go
pick out the tree.
They want to pick out the tree. They want to bond with it. They want to connect with it and everything. Like
they want to bond with it.
Dude, I had one of my girlfriends says,
I bet there are some crazy people. You can say it's okay. They're not watching.
We got all sorts of, but hey, some people they want to pick out the tree. They want to cut it down themselves, and they want that experience. We provide that. Some people are like, hey, I need like a 6-foot tree. So we've got you cut. You can pre-cut it, or if you want the tree to be cut down, but maybe you can't do that, we can cut it down for you. And so it's mostly family run. Like I said, it's my in-laws, my husband CJ, myself, my brother-in-law Jeremy, and his wonderful wife Laura, who is the gift shop connoisseur. And then we've just hired local people around to kind of help us over the years. But yeah, we've got Christmas trees, we've got wreaths. You can get fresh local farm honey there, which is also available all year round. But a lot of times it's if you want it to like go in a shop, It's right there. And yeah, then we have our amazing gift shop, which has like all sorts of stuff. Like I'll be making some things for the gift shop this year, but you've got all sort of Christmas ornaments that are handmade, like knickknacks and just kind of like soups and, you know, all just anything Christmassy that you can think of that you would want to find in like a kind of a vintage country store, you will find it in our gift shop. And if you come, you can get free hot chocolate, free apple cider, free coffee. There's a bathroom on site, and it just, if you look,
where is it?
It's so it's off of Highway 30, off of West Lane Road, and so so if you go to the airport, you've missed it. And we'll have signs up, and so off of Highway 30, make a right on West Lane Road if you're coming from Scappoose, left if you're coming from St. Helens. Then you make a right onto McKay Drive, and there it is. But you can also go to the website marquartfarms.com, designed by yours truly.
It better be good. It better work.
Oh, it's amazing, and
it's the best tree farm website.
I think so. I mean, I don't know. You can prove me wrong. Go Google tree farms and see what comes up. So yeah, that's where we're at, and we're also on Facebook. We're very active on Facebook. If you send a message, my mother-in-law, she's like right on top of it, and so we are open the day after Thanksgiving and until we run out of Christmas trees, which that seems to be happening a lot lately. So come early and get your trees.
So you're gearing up for the craziness.
Yes, we are.
This week.
Yeah, this week we open on Friday. So yeah, we're just kind of like in full prep mode, and so yeah, we got a lot going on.
So the other part, not that like it seems like you're doing everything, you also have a really cool family.
I do, yes. I am a wife and mother of 3 boys. Simon knows my husband CJ because he
coaches.
Yeah, he coaches soccer, and so yeah, I've got 3 boys: James, Dominic, and Alex. James is 8, Dominic is 6, and Alex is 2.5, going on 5.
When do you get time just to sit and be quiet and chill and read a book?
Like for me, by myself?
Is this your alone time? This is my alone time, and I'm with you in a car.
You know, well, yes, but also I try to keep my sanity because I do have a lot going on, you know, as a mom and a business owner, and especially this time of the year.
Yeah.
I do try, I typically will get up a little bit early, so maybe during the summer I was getting up at 5 o'clock, but now that it's kind of winter, more like 5:36, like let's just keep it real.
8.
8. Oh gosh, I wish. No.
When was the last time you slept until 9 o'clock?
Till 9. Oh my. New Year's Eve last year.
New Year's Eve?
Yeah, New Year's Eve a year ago. I slept in. I went to bed at 11:30 and I slept in until 8:30. But we'd also just gotten back from Florida, so I was jet lagged and like really super tired. But no, I'm a morning person, and so I even if I wanted to, like I can't sleep in. And so, but I get up in the morning and I do some like meditation, just take some time for myself and do a little bit of reading, and that keeps me sane for the rest of the day. So that way I can kind of deal with the crazy. So yeah.
It is crazy.
It is crazy.
It is. That is wild, and your boys are amazing. We get to have them, every spring in soccer.
For Soccer Academy, and they love it. They look forward to it. I'm not just saying that; like they actually they love Soccer Academy. It's like, Mom, I miss soccer. Don't worry, it's coming up in the spring.
It's coming. We'll get you covered.
Yes.
So, when we do this thing for the dozens of people that are going to watch this, we do...
dozens, not hundreds, not thousands?
Well,
come on.
I need help with the web and promotion stuff if you got any ideas.
Oh,
that thing is going to tip off the road.
That is it.
We're following like a giant tractor thing, and it's...
Yeah, it's kind of... ooh.
That's a bit sketch.
Yeah.
So we do this thing called Speed Round.
Ooh!
Which... obviously, is just like the name says. I'm going to shoot out some questions for you, completely random.
Okay.
You get to answer them as quick as you can.
All right.
And you may be asked to justify some of your answers.
All right, I'm ready. Let's do it. Okay.
Favorite place you ever been?
Oh my God.
It's a speed round.
Okay.
Come on.
Madrid, Spain. Granada, Spain. Favorite place.
Why?
Why? Because it's a beautiful country and the people are fantastic. And it was that's when I did that when I was a junior in college. And that was, besides traveling to the United States, that was like my first trip to Europe.
Yeah.
It was absolutely amazing. And I've been wanting to go back ever since, but I just haven't had a chance to.
Do you think, I had this conversation with somebody the other day, do you think if you go back now as an adult, it changes because you went back in college? It's kind of like the romanticism of just, young and free and wild. And
you know, probably. I mean, and it also depends too. If I went back with my kids, it would definitely be a different experience because
yes, it
as
would.
we all know, traveling with kids is
a nightmare.
Yeah.
You could say it. It's
yeah,
okay.
it's a lot. It's a nightmare. It's a lot of mental and emotional and otherwise type of preparation. But it would. I mean, I haven't been there since that was in 2003, so that was 15 years ago. Oh my God, 16 years ago. That's wild. Yeah, it probably would be different. And so I would probably do a little bit more traveling when I was there. I stayed mostly in Granada, Spain, and because of that, I became fluent in Spanish. So hablo español también.
Oh Lord.
Uh-oh, what's going on?
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Are you going to have to pull over?
No, I don't. I think I'm going to have to back up.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, I can get over there. Wait. Let me get over. We're on the Dyke Road, so there's a lot of activity coming.
I know. I haven't really...
Look at the size of this thing.
Wow, I haven't really been on the Dyke Road this time of the morning. Usually I'm only driving here in the evening.
This is a first for Chamber Chat.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right. Bucket list place you want to go?
Atlantis, Bahamas. That is on my vision board, and it looks magical and amazing. And even though I'm from the Caribbean, I've never actually been to any other Caribbean island besides Jamaica, which I know is really bad. So Atlantis, Bahamas is on my bucket list.
How is Jamaica just? I mean, like you see on postcards, like I mean, it's fun. And where I'm going with this is like when I go back to England, I think a lot of people, my wife included, think it's like moving into a Harry Potter movie, or something like that, and it's not. And that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not like that. Well, how's Jamaica? So
I love that question. And so they're both sides of the coin. Like I mean, if you want the full tourist, all-inclusive hotel experience, that is absolutely there for you. I grew up in Kingston, which is more of like the capital city, and so it is not like that. And so I mean, it's just like any city. Like it's overcrowded. There's like lots of people.
There you go,
and I'll just keep it real. There's poverty, and so most people don't like to see that. Some people, they want to see that, and I'm like, yeah, well, just if you're not just with any country that you're traveling to, just always remember that you're out of your comfort zone and that you have to just kind of have your wits about you. And that's what I'll see. And so there is that tropical paradise, all-inclusive. I mean, one of my other favorite places in the world is Negril, Jamaica. Just beautiful white sand beaches. My grandmother lived in Negril, Jamaica, and so I would go and spend time with her as a child when I was younger, and I absolutely loved it. I feel very at peace there. But I also love being near the water, and so.
Do you miss it, or do you miss like the place or the people?
I miss the people.
Yeah,
I miss
I'm the same way.
Yeah, I miss the people. I would, and also the food too. Like I mean, having some quick access to some fresh jerk chicken, or just some curried curried food like Jamaican style, because everyone does curry a little bit different. Like the Indians do it different than the Thai. I mean, and so there's a lot of like Indian culture and Indian heritage in Jamaica, and my mom is also part Indian, and so I grew up just like Jamaican curry chicken and shrimp with like roti and yum. So I miss the food. And just fresh. One of my favorite experiences when I took my husband to Jamaica for like the second or third time, we got to the airport. My sister picked us up. She took us to the beach, and we caught, and this fisherman caught fresh fish, and we just ate freshly caught fish on the beach, like right after we had gotten off of the airplane. Just things like that. It's I don't have that experience here, so I miss the people and the food more so than anything. And
so this may already answer my next question. What was going to be your favorite food? Is it Jamaican food?
I have a variety of foods.
Yeah, you gotta pick one.
Oh gosh, fine. If I have to pick one, if I could have anything to eat like right now, it would be like some Jamaican fresh caught fish and like some shrimp and some curried lobster and some like fishing festival. So that's my absolute favorite thing. I love seafood. So there you go.
How about the food that you will never see on your dinner plate?
Tofu. Tofu.
What is wrong with tofu? I mean, there's a lot wrong with tofu. It's pointless food, isn't it?
You know what? Here's why. When I first moved here,
Stephanie's gonna watch this as well. She's a huge tofu fan.
Stephanie, to each their own. Sorry.
But she agrees with me.
So here's here's why I just have such a rancid feeling for tofu. And yes, I did say the word rancid.
Rancid, yeah. Yes. I was gonna say.
Well, I know that's pretty harsh. So when I first moved here, I came here on an academic scholarship, went to University of Portland. My second or third weekend by myself after my mom had left, I went into the cafeteria and they had Jamaican jerk tofu, and it was the most
way to go, pilots.
It was the most sacrilegious thing. I was horrified and disgusted, and I call my mom like crying, like, what is wrong with these people? Because that's just no.
There's a lot wrong with tofu
just
people.
And then you try absolutely. The other thing that you will never see on my plate is that when some people try and mimic Jamaican food, and I know the difference, and so like if I'll go in the store and I see like, oh, you know, like Jamaican jerk chicken like canned, I'm like, that no, if you want the jerk chicken, I have a recipe, I will tell you what book to buy, like just.
Now, do they get credit for trying, or is it just like
no, you just
harsh.
Jerk chicken should not be in a can, it should be enjoyed freshly off the barbecue. No. And if you have leftovers, 1 week, no more than that. And no, because there's so much that goes, there's so much spice and flavoring that goes into making jerk chicken. Just like, no.
It's about the process of cooking, right?
Exactly. Like, why would you do that? It's the process. It's the, you know, like letting the chicken marinate overnight and then like, you know, cooking it on the barbecue, you know, with like the coals and like the pimento and just, there's just no, like putting it in a can would just take away from that entire experience. Like, no, why would you do that?
She's pretty mellow normally, but do not mess with her jerk chicken.
No, that's when I get really upset.
Person you'd most like to meet? Who's still alive?
Who's still alive? Oprah Winfrey.
Oh yeah?
She's also on my vision board.
You get a car.
Yes.
Everybody gets a car.
Absolutely. I love her.
She's obviously transformed herself over the last, even I would say over the last couple of years.
Yes, absolutely.
Why is she such a big draw?
So for me, this is personally me, seeing a black woman, like especially from where she came from. You know, I saw a real powerful interview with like her and Trevor Noah talking about when she grew up, like, you know, she had no toilet, she had to use an outhouse, and you know, just her childhood and you know what she has gone through to be where she's at, and just her, but mostly, you know, seeing her rise to the top and being in a position where she's so generous with her time and what she does and how she gives back. I absolutely love that. But you know, seeing that for me, it's a great example of like what is possible when you really put your mind to something, regardless of your background or where you're from or what you look like or your gender or anything like that.
Sure.
For me, that's really empowering.
Do you find her still, I mean, the nice thing about her, well, I shouldn't lead with the question, but the nice thing about her, I always find, is she's still relatable.
Yes,
even
absolutely.
though she's a bazillionaire and she's got this massive sort of media empire.
Yeah, no, I mean, I watch her videos, like, you know, those little clips from like Goldcaster, and I watch her and I listen to her talk, and I feel like I could totally sit down and have a cup of coffee with this lady, and that's what I love. I love that even though people are highly successful, you know, success is a relative term, but even though she's this like, you know, quadruple billionaire or whatever, you know, whatever it is, I feel like I could still sit down and have a cup of coffee with her, because at the end of the day, she's just human, just like anybody else. And so, you know, that human element for me is like really important.
It's one, I saw a great quote the other day, and it said, some people are so poor, all they have is money.
Yeah. Oh,
and I feel like that's kind of like a cool.
I love that.
That's kind of a cool.
Oh my gosh.
I think she would kind of not fall into that, but she would be the opposite of that,
yes.
like where she has so much money, but she's, I don't know. She
oh my God, I love that. I'm stealing. Okay, so some people are so poor, all they have is money. Yes,
I thought that was cool.
So true. You know what?
See, I can be smart and cultured.
I love it. You know what? There's plenty to go around for everybody, and if more people realize that, seriously, the world would be like a much better place.
No kidding.
My gosh, I love that.
Person who's dead, who you'd most like to meet?
Princess Diana.
Oh, really?
Yes, Princess Diana. I grew up just watching her and reading her. My mom and I both loved her, and the day that she passed away. Do you remember
where you were? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. It was August 1997, right? Is when she passed away. We were in our living room at home, just a Saturday night watching TV, and we saw the news like talking about the accident and how she was like in critical condition. And then when they finally announced that both her and her boyfriend had passed away, I mean, we were just bawling. Yeah. We were just devastated.
I remember.
In tears.
I watched it over here because it was in Paris, and it was you know like 2 a.m. or something. So none of England had all woken up. So I called my mom.
Yeah.
And like I said, this is back in the 90s, and it's just like, wow, yeah, she was pretty devastated.
Yeah, similar reasons why I would want to meet her, just for Oprah, just who she, again, watching her, I feel like even though she's, this princess, I feel like I could sit down and have a cup of coffee with her, but she just had this very human, so for me, my number one core value is generosity, and so I believe there's plenty to go around, and I love to give, and I'm a very giving person. So when I see people who, even though they're successful, they're still very giving of their time and their resources, to me, that's what matters the most. And so I even Ellen DeGeneres, she's the second person. I mean, I love Ellen, because not only is she generous, but she's funny, she's hilarious, and she's just a wonderful human being.
And she's had a rough ride.
Yes, same. Yes. So people who have overcome adversity and have still shown like resilience and strength and still able to do the things that they do, for me, that's a true shining example of like what the world should be like.
No kidding.
Yeah.
In terms of how, I was just gonna side issue on the Diana thing. How do you think the younger royals? How do you think Meghan Markle's gonna do over there?
I hope she kicks butt.
I think she would. It was kind of cool.
It just,
she's gonna kind of like.
Yeah,
especially with Harry.
Absolutely. I mean, he's
a crazy person.
Yeah, and I love that. Like, I love that. Like, you know, I love people that, like, you know, step outside the box and like do the crazy things. And he's always kind of been that way. And so she's gonna kick butt, man. Like, I mean, I was so excited to see that. Like, I mean, again, just another example of like what is possible. Like, you know, regardless of like your background or like, you know, what you look like. I mean, anything's possible. And so she's gonna do great. Like, I will admit, I didn't watch that wedding. You know, I did watch the royal wedding when Princess Diana got married, but I didn't watch that one. I don't know, I had something else going on.
It's not important if you don't care.
I was happy for her, but like I didn't need to be like watching the wedding. Like I'm like, cool, she's doing her thing. Yeah, so cool. Yes.
If we opened up your iPod or your phone, does anyone own an iPod anymore? I don't
think so. Wow. I think we're down to iPhones and iPads. If we're wrong, let us know. But I don't think I don't have an iPod.
If we busted it open and you were allowed to play one song for the rest of your life, or one band or genre or whatever, what would it be? So one
of my favorite songs is a song by Alicia Keys called "Sure Looks Good to Me." Okay. And some of the lyrics are "Don't rain on my parade." Okay, I'm gonna sing it. Can I sing it?
Yeah.
Let's sing it. Okay. So don't rain on my parade. Life's too short to waste one day. I'm gonna risk it all with the freedom to fall. Yes, it sure looks good to me. So yeah, that's one of my favorite songs.
Another first for Chamber Chat. That was really good.
Well, you said there was going to be some karaoke, so I was prepared for karaoke.
I was like, dang, that was cool. So why does it kind of speak to you?
The song really, I mean, first of all, I love Alicia Keys. I've loved her since back in college when she came up with her first album, Fallen. You know, this 19-year-old girl with like, you know, cool braids and everything. She plays the piano, and that was really cool. But the song, it's really empowering. It's just a reminder that life is short, and to not let your fears hold you back, and to not be afraid to take chances. And it's okay if you don't know everything. Like, take risks, because action breeds clarity. So you don't know what you don't know until you try. Like, you can try something, and if it works out, great, it was meant to be. If it doesn't work out, what can you take from it? What's the lesson that you can learn? And then how can you course correct it? So too many people, especially being in business, being self-employed, so many people, have all these great ideas, and they're inspired and they're motivated, and they watch all these Goldcast videos, and they talk to people, and they network, and they do all these things. But when it actually comes time to sit down and like do the work, people get so afraid. And they let fear hold them back. Like, fear is a real thing. Fear is never going to go away. Like, that's our natural, like, human instinct. Like, there's a good reason that we are afraid of things. But at the same time, like, life is too short to, like, take a chance, do the thing. I mean, if it works out, like, when I was thinking about leaving my job, my mom was like, no, everyone's like, you have a really good job. You've got a steady paycheck. It's secure. You've got benefits. Like, why would you leave? I'm like, because I'm not happy. And because I want to do something else with my life that's more, like, meaningful for, like, and so my kids can see that I'm happy as well too. So yeah, that's why the song has so much more depth and meaning to me beyond just like the lyrics. Like, it's just a message, and that's basically how I live my life. And so yeah, by taking chances, I was gonna say,
you're crazy positive.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is not that's a amazing thing.
Yes.
But how do you, and there's a lot of, and I don't want to get too like deep here, but there's a lot of like negativity around in the world. You just let it bounce off. Does it bother you? Do you like, hey, I can control what I can control?
Things are going to happen to us. Like, we can't control what happens to us in life, but we can control how we react to it. I ran into Alex Tardif at Cathedral, and he asked me the same question.
He's annoyingly positive.
He is, but I love it. Like,
he's annoying. You're annoying.
I love it though. Alex, don't. He's fine. Leave him alone.
Yeah.
But I think for me, especially being an immigrant and moving here from Jamaica and like having limited opportunities when I first moved here as a student, like, you know, not being able to work off campus, and when I graduated, not being able to get the jobs that were offered because of my visa, and then, you know, that kind of stuff. And so going through the immigration process and like realizing just how much more opportunities I have here in this country than even my own.
It's pretty cool, huh?
I mean, it's amazing. And actually tomorrow, as of this recording, I'm going in for my citizenship interview, which I'm really excited.
Are you really?
I am.
I'm doing that. I'm doing that.
When?
Not tomorrow. I'm doing it. It'll be in the new year.
Oh, sweet! Awesome.
My green card is expiring.
Same
so,
thing.
Yeah, so I'm like, well, I might as well do citizenship.
Exactly.
I live here. It's my own.
My green card expires in January, so I'm just like, well, I mean, you know, might as well pay a couple extra $100 more, you know, to go. Yes, I'm doing that. CJ and I are going down to the immigration office bright and early tomorrow. You know, I'm a little bit nervous because
it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm nervous, but I think there's nothing to worry about. But I still think that feeling nervous is like normal. But I mean, I have had to go through a lot being an immigrant coming to this country, like with all the restrictions, even just like traveling, like we're traveling with my family and coming back in, people being pulled aside,
go through the other line.
Yeah, you know, going to the other line, getting fingerprinted and having your picture taken and asking questions. I mean, even though like they have to do that, but I still feel singled out. And so, you know, I'm looking forward to like not having to do that again, and so everything like that. And so I think just there are so many opportunities. If you are born in this country, you have so many opportunities available to you. And so I find that it's a waste of energy and time to focus on the negative and just focus on like what I can do, what I can control, and what you focus on expands. If you focus on abundance and positivity, then you will have more of that into your life. And that has been true for me, you know, for the past 6 years, ever since I kind of changed my mindset around that. And so,
Can we just do this every day?
Yes.
Just come hang out with me in the
I would love to.
Because I'm like, let's go, Dave.
Yes,
come on.
I would love to. I think that would be great. We need.
Have you ever thought about doing that?
Doing
like,
what?
Like not. Well, I guess it would be like motivational speaking. Have you ever?
I have, yes.
Because
see, my problem is that I have so many ideas. I don't know which one to
exactly what you were just talking about.
Yes, exactly. That's my whole thing. Like, I mean, people are like, I'm bored. I don't know what to do. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I mean, blah, 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 you know, there's so many things that can be done. But yes, I have actually, because people have said you're so positive, you're so outgoing. Like, I mean, people come to me telling me some, like, you know, I'm like I find a way to turn it around, because let's, like, for example, one of my dear friends is currently in the hospital right now. She was due with her first baby in February. She had to have an emergency C-section on Friday to have the baby early because she had preeclampsia, which basically means that amniotic fluid was low, placenta wasn't feeding the baby, so had the baby stayed in, we don't want to talk about that. And you know, I rushed to the hospital as soon as I heard, because she's like, can you please come? I'm like, absolutely. So her and I were talking, and she's from Uganda, so she also a fellow immigrant. I remember holding her hand and saying, I'm like, you know, I am so grateful that we live in a country where we have first-class medical service, because I do not know if we were somewhere else that this would have happened. This would have been caught. This was caught from a prenatal check. So you're pregnant, do your prenatal checks.
No kidding.
I said, I am so grateful that we live in a country where we have first-class medical care. I'm so glad that you're at a hospital where they caught this right away. And there's so much to be grateful for. You know, we could focus on, oh my God, I had the baby early. No, we have to stay in the hospital for Thanksgiving. She's going to be in the NICU for 3 months. We're going to have a huge medical bill. Like, you could focus on that, or you could focus on that, you know, both of them are alive and doing well and healing well, and they're being so well taken care of. And so, you know, there's many negative things that could be going on. Whenever there's a thing going on where, like, you know, someone's in the hospital, like, you know, Dominic was in the hospital for an ear infection. I'm like, thank God we're in a hospital, we're in a country. I just focus on what is going well and what you can do. Again, you can't control what happens. You can control how you choose to respond to the situation. Exactly. And so that's really it. And so, yeah, I mean,
so let's do that. Web designer, farmer, motivational speaker.
All
That's
the
third
things.
one.
All the things. And so I see that. I was like, I just want to do everything. I want to do all the things.
Well, I want to just say thanks for spending some time with us.
Oh my gosh,
this has
thank you.
This has been really cool. And you know, I know, you know, the people watching this. We should actually, even though you gave a massive plug at the start, how do they get a hold of you as we wrap this thing up?
So if you go to scappoosewebdesign.com, you can find me there. You can shoot me an email at scappoosewebdesign scappoosewebdesign@gmail.com if you want to talk websites, digital branding, marketing. If you're an employee, if you work, live, and play in Columbia County, I offer a 20% discount, 25% if you're a Chamber of Commerce member.
Ooh.
Yeah, so there's that. So let's talk if that's something that you're interested in. And then as far as Christmas Tree Farm, just go to marquartfarms.com. You can find everything that you need, or you can plug it in on Facebook and we'll pop up. And so.
And how do you spell that?
Okay, yes, yeah, because Marquardt's hard to spell.
F-A-R-M. No, the other one.
So M-A-R-Q-U-A-R, D as in David, T as in Thomas, farms.com.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you for hanging out with me.
Absolutely.
This has been really cool.
Thank you for having me. Let's do this again. This was fun.
We should do this every day.
We should. We should totally start like
a
podcast, like, Columbia County motivational speakers, or something like that. I don't know.
I love it. We should. Come on, ladies, get out the road. I'm going to run you over. All right. Don't run people. Bad end. Chamber Chat.
Yeah, that would be bad.
We will catch you guys on another episode of Chamber Chat. Thanks for tuning in.
All right.
Bye, you guys.
Bye, you guys.